Okay, students. Now we have today Unit 4 under the title of an exceptional person. An exceptional person. What's the meaning of exceptional, by the way?
استثنائي.
استثنائي.
شخصية استثنائية.
Yeah, شخصية استثنائية or شخص استثنائي or whatever. And when we see this thing or this person is exceptional, it means there must be some features that distinguish this person or this thing from others. Now, in this unit, we are expected to learn some of the items as you see here enlisted below in front of you. We need to know more about word maps. Word maps. It means now how we use the main idea, and from the main idea, whether it is a person or a thing or whatever, we draw some basic ideas that should be included in our paragraphs. If you want to have a look on page 28, you can follow me. This page you see here, it contains a figure, and this figure resembles or illustrates, يمثل, what is the meaning of word mapping. You see here in the heart or in the middle in front of you, we have Jack Collins, whom the paragraph on page 26 describes. So now with Jack Collins, it's a person. Maybe we can put any other thing instead. And then we draw from this topic as a main idea, we draw some basic extra ideas. From Jack Collins, we have, for example, a story about him on page 26. It's a person, he's a person, talked about school, his physical appearance, means his looks, his personality. From these main 4 topics, we can conclude, we can say that there is the possibility of what? Of including subtopics from the 4 topics in front of you. For example, if we want to talk about his look, his physical appearance, we can draw some subsections, some sub-ideas. Strong, tall, tattoos, and these tattoos like spiders, and they are scary. See here, with the prison, we may go to the difficult time. He spent maybe 15 years in a prison. His personality is what? Is helpful, or he wants to help kids, sensitive. And we have some ideas, you see, that are crossed out, which means it is not a must. يعني ليس من اللازم أن الأفكار اللي ممكن أنه نشتقها من هذا الشخص أو من الشيء اللي بنكتب عنه أن تتضمن في كل الباراجراف. لا، نأخذ فقط الأشياء اللي ممكن أنه تتطور واللي هي mostly related to the topic، يعني غالبا اللي هي تدور حول الشخصية أو حول الشيء اللي نكتب عنه. لكن هذا لا يشترط أنه بالوورد مابينج أو بالبرين ستورمينج أنه كل الأفكار الموجودة لازم نكتب عنها. لا، نكتب عن الأشياء اللي ذات علاقة صميمية بالموضوع. احنا ما نكتب بالحشو واللف ودوران، نكتب just to the point، الأشياء المهمة اللي ممكن تعطي فكرة، give the impression to the reader that we are able to write about this or that topic. Let's go back to the first page, page 26. We also have a repeated item here. It's about practice how to use adjectives in sentences. I guess the last 2 previous classes were about adjectives and how to use these adjectives in any descriptive essay or descriptive paragraph. With adjectives, we have today to know more about the function or maybe the place of these adjectives. It is a repeated item in the previous units, but it's also important to talk about adjectives in this unit for its importance. We also have something a little bit repeated about the concluding sentence or concluding sentences. Similarly, we talked about this topic previously, but today we need to go to talk about, I mean, the book talks about it, not me, about to give some further explanations and details about concluding sentences or a concluding sentence. Since we have a topic sentence, there must be also a concluding sentence. And unfortunately, many of you, maybe the majority of you, lost or missed this opportunity to include the concluding sentence in your exam. I mean, the exam for the first semester. Another repeated item, but with some extra details, is about the capitalization or punctuation generally. It's about, again, the capital letters where and when, as well as the places where we can use the capital letters with. At the end, we have to write an assignment about something I may tell you later before we end the class. Let's start now with what? With the paragraph, as you can see here, Jack Collins. But I want some of you to raise their hands, and we may start reading these bylines. In the beginning, I want one of you to raise his or her hand to read the first 3 lines. The first 3 lines. Firstly, I may start with Najwa.
Jack Collin is the most amazing person I have ever met. He came to my school. He came to my school and talked about his difficult life in prison. He was in prison for 50 years.
15 years.
15 years. He made a lot of mistakes when he was young.
Thank you very much, Najwa. Now let's have something important we can pick up from these 3 sentences that Najwan read. We need to pick up the adjectives that are used in these 3 sentences. Let's start with sentence number 1. If you have any idea how to pick up the adjectives, please raise your hand. If not, lower your hand. Let's go to Hamza, please.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
The first adjective in the first sentence was amazing.
Is amazing. That's okay.
Amazing.
Do we have any other adjectives in number 1?
No, sir.
We have actually, but it is not time to talk about the the expressions of quality and quantity that are used with adjectives or nouns. We just need to take the let's say the most popular, or let's say the most pioneering adjectives.
Yes.
يعني أكثر صفات شخوصا واستخداما في الكتابة. That's okay, Hamza. Thank you very much. Huda Khalid, please.
Yes, sir.
Sentence number 2.
Number 2.
Yes.
No adjective.
Can you just double check the sentence? Read the sentence, Huda.
He came to my school and talked about his difficult life in prison.
Okay.
Difficult?
Difficult, yes. Difficult is the adjective. Okay. Now,
yes.
Thank you very much. Yes, Mariam Abdullah?
Yes, sir.
Sentence 3, please.
Number 3, he was in prison for 13 years. He
Prison.
made a lot of prison. He made a lot
No, just
of
number 3. Just number 3. Can you pick up any adjectives, if any?
No.
No adjective, correct. Now, who can read sentence number 4, 5, and 6? Yes, Muhammad.
He made a lot of mistakes when he was young, but now he has changed his life. He saw a lot of violence in a prison. So he uses his experience to help secondary school students. Jack is tall and strong.
That's enough. Thank you very much, Muhammad.
Thank you.
Now let's go back to sentence number 4. Maybe Mariam Ramzi, please.
Yes, sir. We
What?
have mistake.
Mistake. Is mistake an adjective?
No, sir.
Mistake.
It's not an adjective. How could we know it isn't an adjective? عندنا دليل للموضوع لو غير المعنى. Any idea, please?
Can I answer, sir?
Yeah, go ahead, Hamza.
Yes, there is no noun after it.
Not exactly, Hamza.
It's a noun. It's a noun now.
No,
Mistakes.
yeah, I agree with you, but What distinguishes this as a noun? What makes it definitely a noun?
About the S in the
Huh,
end,
the S plural.
the S plural in the end, and adjectives no plurals.
So with adjectives, we cannot change it into plural in
It's
English.
just single. Yes.
With nouns, it is possible to us, or for us actually, to change the single form into a plural one. So take this for granted, guys. Keep this in your mind always when you write, when you speak. Nouns can be pluralized. Adjectives cannot be. Now, let's go to the, still we are in the same sentence, but I guess we have an adjective, but what is it? I may this time go to whom? Huda Basim, please. Number 4.
Yes, sir. He made a lot of.
Just give me the adjective. This just the adjective.
Young.
Young is the. However, young can be a noun and can be an adjective. It depends on the context. تعتمد على السياق.
Yes.
It depends on the meaning in which the word is used. Sorry, on what we mean here with young. He was young. Later we will see how he was young. Now young can be a noun as well as an adjective. For here, it's an adjective. To give you an example, let's say Ahmed is younger than Mazen. So younger here is an adjective because it can be attached in a comparative degree of adjectives. أنه أصغر سنا من فلان. So here, when we compare between two things or two persons, there is the possibility to use young as an adjective. But also it can be a noun to say there are many youngs in this class. So when we can add the S to the word, it indicates itself as a noun. Now, what about sentence number 5? Murtada Muhammad, please.
Violence, maybe.
If violence is an adjective, what about violence?
No, I mean secondary school. That's all.
Secondary school. Okay, with secondary, it can be. Actually, I have a high school here, but with secondary, it can be an adjective as well as a noun. Good. Number 6. Mariam Haider.
Yes, sir. Jack is tall and strong. Tall, strong.
Good. That's okay. Now we need to read from 7 up to the end of the paragraph. Who can read? Muntadhar Mehdi. Yeah, please go ahead.
He also looks a little scary because he has some spider tattoos. The thing I remember most is his sentences.
Sensitive. I think there is something wrong with the connection. I may ask Mina to read from 8 up to the end, please. Mina Riyadh.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, please, from 8 up to the end.
The thing I remember most is personality to help young people. I have never met anyone like Jack before.
Thank you very much. Okay, now with number 7, do we have any adjectives? Huda Khalid.
Yes, sir.
What is it? Or what are they? Number
Scary,
6.
maybe?
Scary, yeah. Not maybe. Definitely yes. Okay, what about number 8? Nadia, I guess I saw your hand raised.
Yes, sensitive personality. Sensitive.
Sensitive. This is with number 8.
Yes.
And with number 9, thank you. With number 9, do we have anything with number 9? اسم الوالد مصطفى حافظ طالب، بس اسمك ما جاي اشوفه لانه انا مسوي شير سكرين. اسمك بدون زحمه عليك؟
هو مصطفى حافظ.
مصطفى. اوكي انا عبالي اسم الوالد. نعم تفضل مصطفى. Number 9 please.
Number 9 we have young.
Young also again here is an adjective. And for number 10 what do we have? Maryam Ibrahim Ahmed.
Yes, sir. We don't have any.
We have 0 adjective in this sentence. That's okay. Now this just strengthens our ability how to use the adjectives in the right places or in their right places. Now if we move to the next page 27. Okay, let's see what do we have here. Now, since you have picked up the adjectives, we need now the nouns in which these adjectives describe. Let's do this all together. With amazing, we have person. What about difficult? What? Life. Young
People.
Young people or young Collins maybe, or Jack. D, we have tall, strong.
Jack.
Right. Scary.
Jack.
And also scary tattoos. Sensitive.
Personality.
Okay. Now here we have what? We have some instructions that are related to the process in which I talked about that previously, and as well I started my class or the class with these instructions but indirectly. Now what we need is to summarize these maybe 9 or 8 points. This is to put the topic in the middle, I mean the main idea in the middle, then we can draw some lines, and with these lines we can make a circle, we can cancel some of them, and we can include the rest. These are the main ideas of these points, and I think I talked about that maybe 2 times or 3 times. 2 or 3 times. Let's move to page 28, please. Follow me. Now, with these 3 points, we have some further details about the place where we can use adjectives. This is very important, and you need to keep these in your mind whenever you put pen on paper. When you put pen on paper, معناها عند الشروع بالكتابة. Now, before and now, Jack Collins is the most amazing person. You see, when we have amazing, it means there is a noun after which, and with this person, هذه الشخصية, to give it some descriptive details, we need to use adjectives. So this is the first point. For the second point, after verb to be, and with verb to be we have is, are, am for present, was, were for the past simple, maybe for the past continuous also. With the continuous form, we have the being, and with the past participle form, we have being. So all these are under the umbrella of verb to be's. And here, as you see, he was young. You see here we have the was, and the young follows the verb to be. Also, the third point, طبعا هذه few among many، يعني هذه ليست كل الأماكن اللي ممكن تعمل فيها صفات، ولكن الأساسيات, as you can see, are summarized in the 3 points. After some verbs like taste, sound, look, feel, smell, seem, and so on. After these verbs, there is the possibility to use adjectives. For example, he also looks. طبعا هذا a little as a qualifier نقدر نتركه على صفحة. He looks scary. هذا الشخص يبدو مرعبا، شكله مخيفا. Okay, so scary comes to what? To describe this person resembled in the pronoun he. لكنه المهم انه نعرف انه بعد هذه مجموعة الافعال اللي امامنا there is the possibility to use adjectives. Any questions up to now, guys, before I move to the next page? Any questions? Please say yes or no.
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 No for everybody. Well, now again here we have with the writing focus, we have to talk about some extra important points and details about the concluding sentence or concluding sentences. Now, these are the main things when we want to write the topic sentence, the concluding sentence, we put in mind one of these 4 points. طبعا مو كل الأربعة لازم تتضمن لما نكتب الكونكلودينج سنتنس اللي هي الجملة الختامية، وإنما ممكن أن تكون point 1, point 2, point 3 or point 4. One of these, not all of them. Now, who can read the first and second point with explanation? يعني القراءة مع تفسير. Okay, Hamza, please.
Yes, sir. First one, restate the topic sentence. That I want to explain the topic and move like sure about what he did. Make sure what he did.
Restate. What's the meaning of restate in Arabic?
إعادة تأكيد.
Not exactly, Hamza.
التأكيد على الشيء، حصول
لا لا
الشيء
لا.
أو معرفة الشيء.
لا لا، خلينا نشوف مؤمل. شنو بالعربي؟ restate.
إعادة تشكيل.
إعادة إيش؟
تشكيل.
تشكيل. That's okay. أو إعادة كتابة همسة.
صياغة.
أو صياغة. So restate the topic sentence instead of saying an exceptional person, we can replace exceptional with something else. هذا جاك كان ككلمة طبعا ما جاك على concluding sentence. So when we have a topic sentence, this is not to Hamza but to everybody. This is not to write the topic sentence identically like it exactly, but what we need is to reword and نعيد كتابة، يعني أن نستخدم different words but we should keep the same idea. واضحة يعني؟ So this is what we mean by the restate or restating the topic sentence. Is it clear? Hamza?
Yes, sir. Of course, it's clear.
Good. What about the second point, Hamza, again?
Summarize the main idea of paragraph. That I can maybe I can make sure what will happen in the future about this.
No, not this one. Not this one. Number
about
2, summarize.
idea.
Summarize. What's the meaning of summarize?
Sorry. تلخيص. sorry.
I got you were confused.
Yes, لأن مشان محضرتهم خليتهم
عارف. هذا الشيء يعني مفرح لأنه أنت استبقتي شيء، يعني معناها أنه أنت قارئ ومحضر لهذه الأشياء الأربعة.
أكيد أستاذ.
أوكي أستيج. أوكي يعني شنو summarize هسه؟
تلخيص الفكرة الرئيسية للفقرة.
We summarize the main ideas in one single or maybe 2 concluding sentences. That's okay. Let's move to somebody else who can raise his or her hand to explain for us the last or the second part, maybe sentence point 3 and 4. Point 3 and 4. Najwan.
Yes, sir. Make a prediction connecting to the paragraph topic. أستخدم التنبؤ وأدمجه مع الفكرة الباراجراف.
What does this mean to you, Najwan? يعني شنو أتنبأ؟ يعني شنو أتنبأ مثلا بالمطر، بالحار، بالبرد؟
use brainstorming.
هو طبعا هذه بعد البرين ستورمينج لازم عندي شيء أنا في بالي. But this is not exactly as you said. It's not a brainstorming. I mean, it's not the process of brainstorming.
تأثير الموضوع أو الفكرة.
البريدكشن يعني مثلا أنا لما عندي مثلا شخصية.
Use imagination.
Yeah, exactly. We use our imagination to predict, to think that this thing might happen. طبعا وأنا متعمد أستخدم كلمة أو الفعل المساعد، الفعل might ما قلت may because there is a difference between may and might. You can check the dictionaries and find the difference between these. شنو معناته الفرق ما بين may و might? You can check yourself. Okay. The last point maybe, yes, go ahead.
Make a suggestion or give advice connected to the topic. اقتراحات.
Which means we suggest something, and this suggestion should be very close to reality. يعني شخص عاش حياة تعيسة جدا، مغلوب على أمره في كثير من الأحيان، مظلوم. ايش اتوقع من هذا الشخص؟ يعني انه يكون انسان مثل ما نقول طبيعي 100%، ولا sometimes we find that person behave differently، انه يسلك سلوك مختلف عن الاخرين كسجست كاقتراح، ويدخل بالتنبؤ. طبعا هذا قريب على التنبؤ ايضا. فهذا المقصود بالسجست. بعد بالسجستشن ممكن اني انا انطي
give advice
او suggestion، انه انا اقترح يابا I visited the city, I resigned in that hotel, in this hotel. هسه انطي انا مقترح لابو الفندق، يابا احنا طالما انه احنا جاي هنا سياحه، يفترض من عندك انه كمقترح انه تسوي كذا حتى نعطيك ريكومنديشن عاليه. قد انا في المثال هسه استطردني، يعني ما فد شيء ثابت هذا. So now these 4 points are really, really important to take into your consideration. One of these when you write your concluding sentence. هذا جدا مهم انه احطهم دائما قبالي، انه واحده من هاي النقاط لازم تكون بها concluding sentence. Is everything clear up to now?
Yeah, sure.
Good.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
What questions? Shall I proceed?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Okay, I like this. Yes. This paragraph, I'm not going to talk about this one because it may remind you of something, right?
Yes, sir.
I use this in the exam.
With the morning class.
with a little change. I don't know the morning or with the evening, but I made some changes, but not the basic ones. Okay, now it's okay to go to the paragraph here, page 31. We need to read, and later we have an exercise about this paragraph. But before the exercise, there should be something here to be written to cover these maybe 1 or 3 lines. It is the concluding sentence or sentences. Before all, please, you can lower your hands, everybody, or let me lower them. And now I want one of you to read the first and second sentences. I can see the same faces. Yes, Haytham, please. Haytham, then we am.
Yes, sir.
يلا عين توكل بالله.
A popular athlete, David Beckham.
What means of athletes?
Athlete. David Beckham.
شنو معنات athlete؟
سبورت.
شخصية مشهورة.
بالعربي شنو معنات الأثليت؟
سبورت.
رياضي.
رياضي.
شخصية مشهورة أو رياضي.
رياضي مشهور أو معروف. That's okay. Go ahead.
David Beckham became a famous soccer player in the late 1990s. And
1990s. This is with the يعني شنو معنات هذه؟ معناها بال 1991 92 93 شو يقصد؟
بنهاية التسعينات.
Okay, go ahead. And by
2003 was the most recognizable.
Note in this way. I think you need to check the dictionary before you come to class. Recognizable.
Athlete in the world.
Okay. Proceed. يجي قال جملتي الأولى.
In the world, he was a popular player in first in England for Manchester United and then in Spain for Real Madrid.
That's okay. Thank you very much. Yes, we are, please. Sentence 3 and 4.
They are both successful and very rich soccer team becomes a valuable player because he can take dangerous free kicks and pass the ball long distance.
That's
Become
enough.
isn't
That's okay.
only
Thank you very much.
talent.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Wiam. I may go to ask somebody to read the next three lines. This time I ask Huda,
Yes.
not Huda Basim. I saw someone else. Yes, Huda Saleh.
Yes. Beckham is not only talented player but also a fantastic leader. He led his country, England, in the 2002 World Cup where they only lost to Brazil. His
Brazil.
fans
That's enough.
also.
That's enough. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Uh, yes, Nadia, please.
His fans also respect him because
What's
he
the
is
meaning of fans here?
fans المعجبين.
معجبين مشجعين جمهور.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
He is a audience الجمهور. fans المعجبين. Is that
الاودينس
right? Yes.
خلصي بعدين نناقشش بالاودينس. Yes, تفضلي.
Okay. His fans also respect him because he is a very hard worker on the field and on the training ground.
That's okay. Now with the audience here, sometimes when we have a political figure like a politician, that politician may address his people with a speech, and we see those are the audience. هذول هم المشاهدين أو الجمهور حضور. Also, we have spectators when we have a presentation or a conference presentation. Maybe we have spectators. هذا الspectators أيضا جمهور، لكن من حق أولئك الجمهور أن يشاركوا في السؤال والجواب. With athletes or with athletes, we have fans المعجبين أو الجمهور الشخص. يعني الناس الشخص اللي عنده متابعين يسمونه عنده جمهور as well as followers. Is this clear?
The actor also has
طبعا المغنيين عندهم معجبين
actors, yes.
هذول يسمونهم الجمهور مالته. بعد واحنا تردين لو كافي نادي. Okay. Thank you. Now you can now lower your hands. Let's see who is able now to give us a concluding sentence or concluding sentences. يلا هسه نجي إلى مريم عبد الله جابر please. مريم
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can be said a talented person is always successful in his field or in his life.
Why not? It's okay. عندي بعض التعليقات لكن it's okay, acceptable. It's okay. Yes, who else? Yes, مرتضى محمد please.
I'm gonna restate the title. I'm gonna say that's why he will be remembered as one of the most popular athletes in the world.
This is very nice one. Yes, he will be remembered all over the time. Yes, correct. Yes, Hamza, please.
Yes, I can say that I like the people like David Beckham who they are successful in their life.
Yeah, why not? Good. Also good. This is good. Now, let's have a look at page 32, please. Okay, this is very important, and these points are really, really essential whenever we want to know more about capitalization. الأحرف الاستهلالية الكبيرة. Look, in the title of a piece of writing, يعني كتابة, paragraph or essay, maybe a research, paragraph, essay or book, a film, a piece of music, يعني معزوفة موسيقية إلى آخره. These titles, يعني العنوان مال هذه الأشياء should be initially written in capital letters. يعني الكلمات اللي تخص العنوان لهذه الأشياء، هذه الكلمات يجب أن يكون أو أن تستهل بالكابيتال لتر. initial معناها الاستهلالي. So, but not all the words in the title. جاي يحكي على التايتل الآن. Not all the words in the title should be capitalized. We have some exceptions, and these with the prepositions يعني حروف الجر like of, to, with, within, there, through, below, above, all these are prepositions. When these prepositions are in the title, they should not be written in capital. من تكون هذه حروف الجر في داخل العنوان لا يجوز أن تكتب بالكابيتال letter. articles والمقصود هنا بالارتكلز هي أدوات التعريف أو التنكير and with that these, those, this هاي حروف إشارة كلهم يسمونهم دايكسز. هذه لا يجوز أيضا أن تكتب بكابيتال letter. conjunctions اللي هي أدوات الربط and, but, therefore, however, etc. They should not also be written in capital letters. هذه المجموعة الأولى. النقطة الثانية من يكون عندي مثلا يمتى أكتب بالكابيتال a name of a group عائلة عشيرة بيت فلان بيت عائلة الفلان إلى آخره. a place maybe a city or a country. a person شخص that is a proper noun يعني المقصود بالشخص هو الاسم اسم العلم. proper noun معناه اسم العلم جاسر محمد وكاظم والى اخره. لما يكون عندي ايضا day of a week Sunday Monday Tuesday etc. or a month January February March May April and so on. a language Arabic English French Chinese whatever. nationality القومية Iraqi Iranian Spanish and so on. So all these should also be initially written in the or in capital letters. هذه يا شباب يفترض انه ننتبه لها whenever we are after writing any piece of work. طيب حتى يصير عندنا practice and to know more about this practically بشكل عملي, we have 6 sentences about the paragraph under the title of a popular athlete اللي هو Beckham عفوا. Now we need to know where the areas are, or where are the areas, what are the words that should be initially capitalized. I may go to ask you to read and then you figure out what are these words. Yes, يا نفس الوجوه ريتشي جديد اشخاص جدد. Of course you can, but I may first. Yeah, go توكل بالله. Letter A.
David Beckham married Victoria Adams, who was a singer with the Spice Girls. The Spice Girls, a group in the
90s. Okay, now what are these words that should be initially capitalized? كل الكلمات له جزء من أداة وهي هذه الكلمات.
David Beckham D.
So for David D, Beckham for B.
Victoria Adams V.
V and A. Okay.
Who was singer with specific.
A singer?
Girls.
What about Spice? Spice Girl. Spice Girl.
S.
هذا عنوان فرقة اللي هم منهم فرقة رقص أو فرقة موسيقية. نعم. جروب. هذه هنا طبعا بوب جروب ما تشتغل بالكابيتال لتر. Thank you very much. Okay. Let's move to the next one. نور علي رمضان please. وبعد نور مريم حيدر. بعد نور مريم حيدر. تفضل.
Yes, Beckham learned to speak Spanish because he moved to Madrid. M become B and Spanish S.
Okay.
And Madrid M.
Excellent. Okay, yes, next please. C.
Yes, sir. In March 1999.
لا. You divide these 4 numbers into 2 groups and then you read them isolatedly. يعني أنت تقسمين هذه الأربع أرقام 4 digits إلى قسمين وتقرينهم مزدوجا يعني
1999 David and Victoria.
أيدي الأشياء اللي يصير بالكابيتال لتر. تفضلي.
N L I
عندي أول حرف هنا طبعا we should remember that whenever we start a sentence and that sentence starts with
And March.
with a preposition with whatever أول حرف استهلالي في كل جملة مهما كانت يجب أن يكتب فيه. لكنه من ساعة من قلنا prepositions conjunctions بنصير في العنوان بالمنتصف أو بالنهاية مو بالبداية. نعم تفضلي. إذن الآي بالإن and what?
March M.
March with M. Good.
David D.
Okay.
And Victoria V.
That's okay. That's it.
Add their first one.
لا هذا ما تكتب بالكابيتال لتر.
Yes sir. جاي تكمل الجملة.
Then we have I, the M, D, V, and that's it. Let's go to letter D. Yes, yeah, we are Masoud again.
Yes, sir.
تفضل.
D, the, T, capitalized,
Okay.
become, B, become. Now have two children called Brooklyn, P.
Okay.
And Romeo, R.
احنا بالكتاب عندنا اثنين بس هنا بهذا الاي فيرجن بهذه النسخة الإلكترونية.
And actually he have 4 kids.
صدق والله متابعته أنا ما أدري والله.
Yes.
Three
boys and one daughter.
جيد.
He's lovely. Yes.
هذا جوز صار عند الرابع ورا ما انكتب الكتاب. زين. Okay. Anyway, however the number is, all the names, the proper nouns, يعني أسماء العلم proper names should be initially capitalized. Let's move now to E. I guess نشوف وجوه جديدة يا عيني.
Can I?
منتظر مهدي please. منتظر مهدي. نعم.
Yes, sir. Romeo R.
Okay, Romeo R capital.
September.
Yes. Cruise. هذه عندنا هنا ما أكتب بالكتاب ما عندكم كروز.
موجودة.
No sir.
February.
Just Romeo was born in September.
نمشي على الكتاب. We have Romeo and September. هسه الجملة الأخيرة السادسة. Thank you very much. نقراها بداية بعدين نشخص الأشياء اللي بيها capitalization. نعم يا منتظر رائد تفضل.
There is funny movie called Bond It Like Become, which about one of David becomes fans. There T.
Right.
And become B. And David.
هذا شنو هذا اللي أمامك المؤشر؟ هذا شو يسمونه هذا؟
بند.
هذا شنو الكلمات المؤشرة ايش تعتبر هاي؟ Bend it like
adjective.
لا ما في علاقة بالادجكتيفز هذه. أين أنت؟
Title. Yes, title.
وحكينا بالتايتل يا عيني انت. هذا عنوان لفيلم فكاهي.
Title of movie. Yes. Title of movie.
زين عيني. فهذا هنا وجاي لك there is a funny film or funny movie. البي يجب يعني كل كلمة من هذه الكلمات يجب أن تكتب. كل الكلمات لو أقسم لا.
Just bend and become.
What about like?
I don't think.
ليش I don't think? like لا هو حرف جار ولا هو اسم إشارة ولا فعل. مثل جاي يقول لك شيء يشبه كذا. طيب أوكي. وبيكم B also. Do we have any other words that can be capitalized?
David
and becomes fans. That's okay. So just be in becomes. Great. Thank you very much. Okay, now let's move to this. هذا هنا الموضوع عندي الآن on the left column. هذا العمود اليسار. We have 6 topic sentences. And they should be matched and توصل مع from 1 to 6 concluding sentences. طبعا هذا بعدين اللي على جهة اليسار راح تكون عندنا عناوين إلى الواجب القادم، اللي مو هذا الأسبوع وإنما الأسبوع الجاي إن شاء الله تعالى. بعد ما نخلص محاضرة الأسبوع القادم أعطيكم الواجب عن هذا الموضوع، بس مو هسه. يعني الأسبوع ما عندنا فري، فقط قراءة، يعني تحضير لليونت وليس كتابة. Okay, now we need to start to do these 6 sentences. I may now this time go to who wants to start. Maybe يا نور علي رمضان.
Yes, sir. I choose number 4.
اقري لي أول مرة التوبيك سنتنس، بعدين اقري لي وياها رقم 4.
Yes, I admire many
I
admire many things about my father. Number 4, when I grow up, I hope I will be just like my father.
Thank you very much. يعني باكر لما تفكرين أنت أو زملائك تكتبون عن نقطة بي، أبدي بمن؟ أبدي بالتوبيك سنتنس اللي هي I think my uncle's face shows his personality، وأنتهي بمن؟ أنتهي بالconcluding sentence اللي هي رقم 4. ويبقى إيش ما في داخل المحتويات، شو راح أستخدم وياها description to describe the personality or maybe the physical appearance of the person in question، الشخص اللي أكتب عنه. letter C. yes يا مؤمل مروة سوري مروة سمير ثاني.
نعم أستاذ. I think my uncle face show is personally number 1. You can easily see that he friendly, outgo and love to laugh.
Okay, thank you very much. That's okay. Letter C. Yes, Maryam Ibrahim.
Yes, sir. Daniel Radcliffe, who plays Harry Potter, is my favorite actor. When I grow up, I hope I will just be. Yes, sir.
يا رقم تختارين إياها؟
5.
I don't think so. احنا جاي نحكي على شخصية مثلت هاري بوتر، ورقم 5 يبدي بشي.
Answer, sir?
Sorry.
With number 6. It goes to number 6, please.
6.
Read it.
I think he will keep improving as he gets older and makes more movies.
That's okay. Thank you very much. Yes, Haytham, please, Haytham.
Yes, sir. D. I was always frightened of my history professor. We choose number 5. She was scary, but I learned a lot from her toy. Listen and
بهذا الشكل. Like enough, tough, cuff. Okay, so these GH should be pronounced as F.
Tough.
Tough lessons, yeah. كمل لي عيني هيثم، كمل لي القراءة مالتك. and
her tough lessons and strict personality.
Personality, that's okay. And let's move now to maybe letter E. Yes, Noor Majid Kadhim, please.
Yes. Mother is a busy person. She works hard at her job, but she always...
نعم تفضل كمل.
Number 2. She works hard at her job, but she always has time for...
I guess there is a problem, but I got the idea. It's okay. Thank you very much. Yes, يا مهند ناصر.
Yes, son. Elf's body and health change as he got older. So the number 3.
نعم تفضل.
His poor health is probably why he died young.
That's okay. Thank you very much. So all these should be reconsidered, inshallah, next week. When we finish the next unit, we will talk about how to choose and what to choose and why to choose this heading. Anyway, so now before you submit your paper, any paper, any piece of work, you should check these. You ask yourself these 4 questions. Did you include a heading on your paper؟ وهنا علينا نميز ما المقصود بالهيدنج on your paper. انت تعرفوها مو انا. يعني انت تميز لي اياها واسالكم به السؤال هذا الاسبوع القادم ان شاء الله. ليش؟ لان نريد نفرقها بينها وبين الاخيره. شنو معناتها هذه؟ فورمات اللي هي الشكل والترتيب للباراجراف. شلون اترك سطر؟ ايش قد المسافه بين الاسطر؟ كيف how to indent and ابعد 4 spaces maybe before I start. يعني اول كلمه انطيها 4 مسافات حتى ابدي الفراغ هذا اللي بالبدايه. Then this is very important. Start and end each sentence correctly. Did you start your paragraph with a topic sentence? Did you end your paragraph with a concluding sentence? So these should be recognized and considered whenever you are after submitting your paper. And the last one is to هذه أيضا كثير من الطلبة للأسف unfortunately missed to give the paragraph a title. Without a title I cannot also call your name. شلون أقدر أصيح اسمك وأنا اسمك ما أعرفه؟ أنت ما يصير ما عندك اسم. Similarly, when we are dealing with paragraphs, whether it's a short paragraph, an essay, or an article, there must be a title for the whole piece of work. يجب أن يكون هنالك عنوان لهذا العمل. Many of you missed points because they missed to use a proper or even improper title. يعني جاني الباراجراف بدون عنوان، فكيف لي أنه أقيم هذا الموضوع؟ وهذا الشيء غير صحيح. Now, I hope we can take advantage of the points that I'm going to summarize as follows. When we write, we should use in the beginning the title, or should write the title. With title has some conditions related to the capitalization of the initial letters of the title. This is one. Later, we should start the paragraph almost, not دائما لكن غالبا, with the topic sentence. Then we move after which to write some supporting sentences. بعد كتابة thesis statement أو thesis topic sentence علينا باستخدام جمل داعمة لتلك الفكرة. At the end, I need to remember at the end of the paragraph, not at the end of my speech. At the end of the paragraph, I must include the concluding sentence or sentences. Okay? So these points are very important, side by side with what? With the capital letters. يمتى أبدي بالcapital letter؟ انطيتكم المساحة أو الكتاب انطاكم حقيقة المساحة والمكانات اللي ممكن نكتب فيها الcapital letters. Any questions, please?
No, thank you.
No, thank you. No, everybody of you doesn't have any question, any comment, anything anything wants to add? Anyone wants to add something? Nothing? Shall I close the session?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Yes, you can.
Thank you very much for your participation.
Welcome, sir.